So welcome back to the Felix Black Show. Today I'm talking about the 80-20 rule theory, okay? We're breaking down some high-value concepts for high-value performance living. I am what they consider a high-value man. I didn't make that term up. It's just what's on the internet, okay? The 80-20% rule, which is known as the Pareto principle, just simply says that you will not get 100% of what you need from one person. You will get roughly 80%, okay? It's about efficiency. A small portion of your inputs, a small portion of what you need as a person to be unequivocally happy will be missing, roughly 20%, okay? How we deal with the 80-20 rule is different for everybody. So I'm going to tell you how I deal with the 80-20 rule. On average, your partner will fulfill 80% of what you need from them. That's not their fault. No one's perfect. So when you're going, or when I'm going, Felix Black, when I'm going to establish someone that I want as a partner, I want them to give me as close to 100% as possible. That's no different than anyone else, right? I am very, very strict on the 80%. I need at least 80. I need to know for the majority of the time that we are together, the time that we spend together, that you will be making me happy, right? That I'll be happy in your company. That's the 80% rule. The 20% needs to be where I can go a very long time without the 20%. Now, you can't say no one can say that I won't need the 20%. Again, we're talking about you as 100% of a person. So you need 100%. You're not going to get it from someone. So the 20%, what can you do without? That's very important to consider. What can you do without, and how long can you do without it? Why do I ask that question? Please make sure y'all comment. What's your 20%? What's your 80%, right? What do you absolutely need from your partner? What do I need from my partner? Love, caring. I need support. I need that, right? Because I'm a dreamer. My head's always in the clouds. I need someone who's going to know how to balance being a realist, but also supportive of the dreams that I have. Sometimes I think so much about the possibilities that I'm a little bit all over the place. So I need someone who can help me funnel that. It's not her job to do that, but to help me funnel that. The 20% that I'm not going to get from someone, I choose what that 20% is going to be based on the person. I don't know. There's not a specific list of the 20%. I would hope that we can dive into that 20% later as we get closer, as we build a closer bond, that it could go to 10%, 5%, right? I start to, change her mind about certain things. And even though she may not be willing to change completely, she may be willing to attempt for a period of time, right? And yeah, I give points for trying. I give points for attempting. The problem with the 80-20% rule is I think people put things that should be in the 80% into the 20%. And what do I mean when I say that? Some things that may be a deal breaker, some things that really may be important to you. Maybe it's affection, maybe it's PDA, maybe it's, a means of reassurance. Things that are really important to you that you don't think that are important to you, we put into that 20%. So we meet someone and that person isn't demonstrating those qualities. You're kind of like, it's okay because this person is giving me this 80%. So I'm okay with it. I don't need that 20. And then as time goes along, it could be 6 months, could be a year, could be 2 years. That 20% starts to creep into your mind about, hey, I actually really do need this. I actually really do need that from this person. I need more affection from this person. I need more reassurance from this person. And they're not giving that to me. That person has a choice to make. You explain to them, communication is key when it comes to the 80-20% rule. You explain to them, this is something I'm not getting from you. This is something that I'm missing, that I actually really need. And I really want to receive from you. I want to receive more affection and more reassurance from you. So you've communicated your needs to your partner, as you should. Your partner hopefully has listened to understand and not listen to respond about your needs. And they have a decision to make, whether they want to try to give you what you need, adjusting themselves, or whether they don't want to. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna address, this is me, take it or leave it. This is how I am. Okay. You have people that are like that. So once they give you their response, naturally, if a person is willing to compromise and work with you, that's easy. Okay. You work together. But if a person doesn't want to give you any of that 20%, they're not even thinking about changing. They don't want to give you that reassurance. They don't want to give you that extra affection. You have to really consider if you need to stay in that relationship, how important that is to you. I'm not saying you automatically leave. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you really need to assess the relationship, because if that 20% is creeping in your mind now, it's not going to go away. It's going to continue to grow, continue to grow, continue to grow. And you're either going to build resentment because that person doesn't want to adjust, or you're going to cheat. Or you're going to cheat. And both of those options are no good when we're talking about relationships. But ultimately, it is your decision to make whether you want to accept their answer of no, I'm not doing that. You accept me as I am, or whether you're going to leave. When we stick around and we're not getting that 20%, it's easy for us to see that 20% that we're not getting from our partner in someone else. And that is where the problem comes in, because that 20% is missing. We miss the things that we don't have. We miss that 20%. And so now we see it in someone else. It's new. It's exciting. It's something that, oh man, I thought I could live without that. And I really actually want that in my life. That's what leads people to infidelity. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not excusing it. I'm talking in terms of that's usually what it comes down to. What is the 20%? So when we say, oh man, like how could he do this with her? How could she do that with him? What was the 20%? He or she was getting something from that other person that they weren't getting from their partner. Whether you want to admit it or not, again, I'm not blaming. So people are going to be in the comments saying, oh, well, you just said that it's their fault. No, I'm saying that the person is missing something they thought that they could do without, and they didn't make the proper decision, which led to them cheating. It has nothing to do with their partner, unless their partner is unaware. If I don't know what you're missing, you didn't give me an opportunity to fix it. Outside of that, you gave me an opportunity to fix it. I apparently didn't to your liking. And so now you chose someone else. That's not blaming the person that got cheated on. Like, we have to really listen. Okay. Tap in. That's where we chase the 20%. And we end up seeing that once that 20% wears off, that missing 80% is glaring. How many stories have you heard of someone cheating and, they go with the new person because whatever reason, they choose the new person. Then they end up regretting it because the grass wasn't greener on the other side, right? That's where we run into that. Oh, you were chasing that 20% high. And once it rubs off, you're left with the glaring 80% hole. What you thought was boring and what became routine. Now this person lacks completely. And you're not even getting half of what you need. So that leads to a lot of regret with people, in some of the decisions that they make. Rightfully so. Don't chase the 20%. What we do when we mature is we nurture the 80. Like I said before, you're not going to get 100%, 80-20 rule. You're going to get 80%. You nurture the 80, so the 80 could become 82, 83, 84. Will it ever become 100%? Hopefully. I wish everybody the best of luck out there of getting 100% from the other person. But as close as we can get to 100%, if it went from 80 to 85, your partner is working with you. Your partner is compromising in some way to give you more of what you need. And we have to recognize that. That comes with the communication piece. Nurture that 80%. Continue to foster that 80%. Find a way to deal with the missing 20. Find a different outlet. Find something that your partner can adjust to give you more in that relationship. It's not always just that other person adapting. It could be you adapting also. I used to like video gaming a lot. Though I still like it and I will probably pick the controller up once in a while, I don't video game like I used to. I just don't. So sometimes we just outgrow some things that we are into at the moment, and new hobbies, new likes enter the picture. So sometimes that 20% just can change based on longevity, based on just the person getting older, more experience, maybe getting tired and bored of something they've been doing for a really long time. In closing, I want to say it's important to communicate. It is important, one, to understand within yourself, what is your 80-20 split? What are your hardcore, your hard foundational 80%? I need this. Don't slide things from the 80% bracket to the 20% because you want to make someone fit. Really consider how much you will miss what's in the 20% block. If this person never gave you those things, would you be okay? Would you be okay? And so there's a decision to be made once you get into a relationship and you see, I made a mistake. I may have put something in the 80% that should have been in 20 and vice versa, right? Is the 20% really worth giving up a relationship, messing up a relationship, ending a relationship? Is it really worth that? And have I tried everything that I believe I could try in order to make it work? I believe if you give everything that you have and you feel that you've given enough, like, you know what? I tried. In my opinion, I tried everything that I could. And you genuinely believe that. I think you can leave the relationship with no doubts. But I think if you haven't tried everything, if you hadn't given everything, you will always have some doubts with that relationship. So before you end it, again, I am not advocating for ending it right away if you're not getting, that 20%, because you're not going to get it. If your person is not working with you for that 20%, I'm not advocating. I'm saying you nurture it. Add piece by piece, 81, 82, 83. See if they work with you. Adjust. That is part of relationship. It's not to be posting on social media and to let the world know. It's communication between two people to build a stronger bond, to get more from each other. I want more from you. I want everything that you have and that you're able to give me. That's what I want. And anything less, why are we in a relationship with someone? Okay. So that's been the 80-20 rule. 80% is what you're going to get from most people in a relationship. You're not going to get 100% of what you need. So be sure you have set what your 80% and if what you're okay with missing with that 20%. This has been the Felix Black Show podcast. Thank y'all for listening and for watching.